Hello and welcome to a very important edition of Blox News. Tonight we have a lot to cover, starting with the election news. The election was held over these last 2 weeks with JO3 and Harpo__ both campaigning to become president of the new W'Enderpog Republic. Now, it is important to note that whoever loses is still the vice president of the country and has to work with the president. So they ran a very clean and just election to make sure that they were on each other's good terms, to make it so they could still work together to bring this nation to greatness. And now straight over to Ted Ram for some coverage on the election.
Thank you, Barry. Now, to start covering this election is a very important job to me, so we'll get straight on into it. Now, we have the election results right here in this assorted pie chart, as is our exit polling, and we have, as confirmed by the government, that Harpo__ has won by a significant margin. Harpo__ is now the president of the MWR. This means JO3 will be the vice president in the newly constructed Capitol building. More on that later. Now, if we wanted to break this down a little bit, we could just assume we're pretty sure that Harpo__ had a lot more of a in-your-face presence during campaigning, giving a house to Trenticlees, a donkey to Jack, and a get-well-soon box to one Froggy Bean. This would have kept Harpo in the front of voters' minds, and is probably the reason why we had such a significant gap in the election. And now on to the Capitol building. This Capitol building was constructed by both of the candidates, and now President and Vice President of the country, to serve as a symbol of strength and prosperity for the nation. It's definitely a very beautiful building, using over 80 blocks of diamonds in the construction, really just flexing the wealth of our grand republic. And now back to you, Barrett, for some more news.
We have a lot of news to cover about what has happened within W'Enderpog City itself. Obviously, we have the construction of the Capitol building being complete, with 4 rooms, 2 offices, 1 meeting room, and 1 courtroom. We'll be excited to see how those get put to use, as well as a port being under construction off in the west side of the city. You actually have to cross a bridge that is not constructed yet to get over there, but there will be a port there for use for all citizens. As well as we're going to go ahead and head over to one of our new reporters to talk about what has happened with a certain copper roof within the city.
Greetings, my name is Jim Stilius from Pilius, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you some of the most exciting news that has ever been seen here on Blox News. The first copper roof is fully oxidized. A warehouse in the new W'Enderpog Republic's capital city, W'Enderpog City, as fully oxidized as the nation continues to expand. This roof has beat both the World Assembly building and the giant villager statue in the task of turning green. This is truly a great achievement for the new W'Enderpog Republic and the server as a whole.
Thank you. So now we head over to the land of Beepus, which has constructed multiple new pixel arts. These pixel arts have drawn travelers from far and wide to the land of Beep to just stare in awe at their glory. Praise Beep. Now we're expecting to see some of these new travelers to start bringing gifts and maybe possible donations to see more of these pixel arts get constructed. You know, Harpo created the sheep ranch here in W'Enderpog to just get some wool to be able to donate to the cause of getting these pixel arts on the server. You know, there's some of our favorite builds here on the server, as well as some of your favorite builds at home on the server. As well as this is a great time to point out that Beep, the prized sheep of Beepus, has actually won the Blox News Pet Contest. So congratulations there to Beep for winning the contest. We also have 2 new members on the server. This first one, I never got a confirmation on how to pronounce their names, so we'll provide a correction if we pronounce it incorrectly. But Shy Kame and Enderkiller have joined the server, arriving on the boat in the last week. And now we head back to Ted Ram to get some great coverage on what happened at that infamous WA meeting.
Thank you, Barry. The Second World Assembly meeting was held on May 11, 2022. In attendance was the new W'Enderpog Republic, the Order of the Paragon, the Obsidian Depths Industries, the Sudoku Shogunate, and the greater nation of communist good, which has nothing great, national, or good about them, but they left as soon as Survivor came on. The first proposal was set out by the new W'Enderpog Republic and would create a one-time stimulus package for all one-man nations. All one-person nations, including Beepus, the Sudoku Shogunate, the Greater Nation of Common Good, Obsidian Depths Industry, Neutral City, and the Salmon Peoples, would receive a double chest of building materials so that they can create great structures in the vein of the new W'Enderpog Republic and, to some respect, the Order of the Paragon. This passed with a 5-0 vote, and stimulus packages haven't already been distributed by the WA. The proposal was created to also create a wall between Neutral City and the Greater Nation of Communist Good in the contested zone around the village, and this was set out by Obsidian Depths Industries, who pledged to also donate some materials as well as construct the wall with the help of the WA. This amendment passed with a 4-0 vote, with the Sudoku Shogunate abstaining to remain neutral. A proposal was eventually made for the Sudoku Shogunate to pave all of the roads between the towns. All those WA roads which are currently dirt will be now paved in 3 wide roads, possibly left open to be expanded even further, with materials being provided by the WA. A proposal to ban invisibility potions was brought back onto the discussion table and was eventually brought to be banned from warfare. Now we are told that a very significant nation voted no to the ban of invisibility potions during warfare. Now I would like to point out that I knew that this was going to be banned once again. I called it in our last episode of Blox News, just to show you how credible of a source I am when it comes to these political breakdowns. A proposal to make the Sudoku Shogunate a true neutral nation and let their assassins continue out neutral work where they are not taking the blame, but the blame goes on to the contractor, was put up. And after much debate between the NWR and the Sudoku Shogunate, that resolution would eventually pass. This now means that the Shogunate is able to be hired to take out your enemies. Now, they must relieve the gear of the hostile target there where they are slain, and if the Sudoku Shogunate assassin is slain, the contract hiring them will be given to the target. This will give the target a perfectly just and legal reason to go to war. There is also a slight change in the Casus Belli system for WA members only. Now, instead of getting a just reason to declare war just because someone killed you, there has to be ill intent in the murder. If you or two are just two people having some fun, just having some fun duels, that doesn't give you a reason to go to war, as that is a consensual time of death. There's also a final proposal to make it so that every new member of the server is now not automatically in the WA. This doesn't apply to the 2 members that joined last week, or any other current members of the server, as they are all still in the WA unless they opt out of it. All new members will now have to either opt into the WA or join a nation that is already a part of the WA. Now, this concludes the second meeting of the World Assembly, and we expect to see some more meetings with some more controversial opinions, especially as now we have President Harpo to really be able to bring the nation into its own. Back to you, Barrick. And our final piece of news here today is that embassies are now being constructed per invite basis in W'Enderpog City. This initiative was created by both President Harpo and Vice President JO3. They've invited nations one by one slowly in to build their capital buildings, starting off with Beepus, then Obsidian Depths Industries, then Ducklantis. We are told that the Shogunate has already received their invite, as Harpo and JO3 now discuss who to invite next. Now, if they don't invite a certain nation to build a embassy in W'Enderpog City, we're curious to see if that will cause any drama on the world stage. We'll have to see as this story develops, and we'll keep giving you updates as it goes. But I have been Barrick Eric, and I would like to thank all of you for tuning into another edition of Blox News. Thank you.